Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Update, my 1000 Days Challenge. This is day 517, so let's get things started. So, yeah, we are really approaching the end of the year itself in like 1 day time. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm still having a little bit planning on how to approach the remainder of the 400 over days left. So, it's less than half of the challenge to go. So, definitely progress is not as fast as I would have expected. But bearing in mind that if you look back, the progress is still definitely there, especially if you look in terms of breakdown wise. The main trading setup has done really quite well. I wouldn't say it's exceptionally well, definitely still underperforming if you're looking in terms of the broad market speaking, but bearing in mind that you could also be losing money, as you can see over experimental setup, that even if you were to so-called technically trade with the trend because of the fees involved by making too many exceptional moves itself, you will still be making losses. So that's something to bear in mind. And overall, if you look in terms of the overall Australian financial market itself, things still looks to be bullish on the US market side itself. We are still slowly creeping towards the new all-time high, as you can see over here. A very good sign in that sense, but bear in mind that it will also mean that it will potentially close with a new all-time high for the year end, and we'll be starting off with a very high benchmark for the year to go for 2022. So, which is also why there could be even so-called technical pullback for the next year coming, and still technically we are still actually in a very good shape in that sense overall speaking. On the other hand, for China market itself looks to be really bearish. So we still have 2 days to go. And definitely ASH looks to be a little bit flat. But of course, because of yesterday, the sell-off itself, we also do have a nicer bounce off in that sense for both ASH and KWEB. So you can see over here, we have a very much sharper drop. And then now we have a much sharper gap up towards the upside. Very good sign in that sense. And for KWEB itself, even though we try to push to a low level, I mentioned here is a very key strong support region itself. So hopefully buying pressure comes in by the moment. I don't see coming in right now. So definitely not a good sign. And let's see how price do it. We can actually bounce up strongly and maintain above it. That'll be a good sign. But we are clearly getting rejected of these 50 simple moving averages sloping downwards is definitely not a good sign. So yeah, there's something to bear in mind. How I mentioned here, key support over here, it'll be important that we do bounce off here in less than a week, which means by the first week of the opening itself or by the second week itself, we should not be here either towards upside, or if we're actually consolidating further towards this region, within this region itself, then I'll lean towards further bearish momentum and sell-off pressure. All right, so finally for Bitcoin itself, I would say there's no suitable setup. We did drop to a lower low yesterday, and right now we have a decent small little bounce yesterday, right now, but then we are still trending towards the downside. So overall, I still lean that we do have potential further downside. You can see volume is picking up right now, and it's to the sell side itself. So how low we can go this time around is anybody guess itself. So I would see that potentially if we do go towards the 40K mark, it'll still be a good sign because Bitcoin will still be able to close at a double of what the previous all-time high is at the 20K mark region itself. So not necessarily a bad thing. And to start off with a lower low, it would mean that on the year-to-date kind of a performance would be a lot better for 2022. So it depends on how you see it, because a lot of time people always take the year-to-date performance as a benchmark, as a guideline along the year. Right, otherwise, that's more or less about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.